Hello?
And we're back.
Woo!
Hi. We
Right.
got two Thomas Hawks.
Yeah.
The one will go away. It's some weird bug with Safari. I have to use Safari, though. I think I'm using Safari from now on.
I've done that too.
All right, Keith, are we broadcasting again?
We are, but give me a second to clean it up because it's me and you together, and let's make it the show.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
For the second part, I'm going to take my head off.
Good. I like that. That's a good look
It's a
for
good
you.
look.
Thank you.
Great.
You know, there's another thing about the new Google layout I don't like in the Hangouts is with the new People Apps tab on the left-hand side, I cannot symmetrically center a capture of a Hangout. I always have much more white space on the right-hand side than the left-hand side now. Because of the way the thumbnails line up. They don't center on the big video anymore.
Okay, so I don't see Athena. Is Athena here?
She says she's trying to get in.
Did she finally go to bed and just
Oh no, she's trying to log into the chat.
fell asleep?
Oh, I see. Still trying to log in.
But she's there. So give her a second. She'll probably be in a minute.
Weird.
Maybe she didn't see the Hangout invite. I know that happens sometimes.
Maybe should I try to invite her again? Let me try to invite her again.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's some problem. I could never see the chat. I didn't know what was going on in the chat room.
Oh, so it never loaded for you?
No,
What browser do you use?
Well, last night I did a hangout with Safari, and it kept kicking me out whenever I tried to open up a new tab. So someone in the hangout suggested Chrome, so I turned on Chrome tonight.
And did you try to use? Were you using Chrome for the chat room too?
Yeah.
Huh.
But for the chat room though, it allowed me to type, but it was just me. There was no one else there.
That's weird.
Were you using an old link to the chat room? Because the chat room moved.
No, the link that Thomas posted on his wall. Maybe. Well, I mean, I see.
If you bookmarked it or something, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I used the same link, and I'm
They
in
kicked me out again. All right, but we're back. We have Athena. Wonderful. Yes. Athena, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me.
I can tell you.
Yeah, you have beautiful photos.
Yvonne's got a mustache.
I'm Brian Rose now.
They need to name that the Brian Rose mustache. Seriously.
This is my favorite getup right here. The mustache, the monocle, and the top hat together.
Adorable.
You just
Classy.
you need a money bag with wings.
I'm Yvonne Makarov. Okay, nice.
Yes, wow, I like that. Excellent. Now, so does anybody in the chat room have any questions for Athena?
Jan Kabili asked earlier, she said, Athena, I love your work. I'll be in Geneva in May for a shooting trip. Can you recommend locations around, and I don't know how to pronounce this, Annecy?
Annecy. Absolutely. Almost everything is beautiful between here and there.
Well, there you go.
You should go to Annecy and spend at least an entire day there. Go into the town itself and walk around the lake. It's a gorgeous place. Here, I would say you have to do the old town in Geneva, and then send me a message for some locations on the lake, because the lake gets kind of spotty. A lot of the lake down on this side is private, so a lot of the locations you can't actually go to.
Okay, so.
Did we lose? Who did we just lose?
Okay, we also have someone asked for, I guess, just general tips for long exposures. What are some kind of tips or things that you think Maybe things that you discovered over time with experience that you think you would have liked to know maybe sooner, or if somebody could have told you that you can pass on.
There's an app that you can put on your phone that will help you calculate the long exposure times.
Nice.
I've never heard of it.
I'm seriously math disabled. Hang on, I'll look at my phone and tell you what it's called. It is called Long Time.
Cool.
Long time.
So you love
Good
long
name
time.
for such an app.
Yes. I love Long Time. Just look out for you.
I love you. Okay, someone says, where is a good spot to start for long exposure photography, like resources for it?
Joel's website. He's got tons of stuff. Actually, just go to Joel's Google Plus page and you'll find buckets of information.
Okay, I'm going to put a link to his Google Plus in the chat again.
Thank you.
No problem.
Or come to Berlin. You can come to the workshop.
So you guys are going to hopefully set a new record there, huh? How many did you say you have signed up so far for that?
Julia, have you looked at it recently?
Must
Last
be-
time I looked, I think it was like 150.
Somewhere there.
Okay, you
Yes.
gotta beat 225, right, Brian?
Yeah, so the single largest photo op record is 225 in one
We
group
have to
photo.
count them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
just start
common-
grabbing
Going to count them, everyone.
So what we
Not
did,
that
actually,
easy, you know.
we had someone there counting because we had that ferry, and we had to make sure we were on the like.
Yeah, that's a practical issue.
So we basically just got one of those people clickers or those people counters, and
Oh,
then
that's
just
cool.
counted them as they arrived.
People clicker.
Yeah.
We can count them going into the workshop at the embassy.
Yeah. And then the other
But
thing too is
for us, it's two pieces, so there'll be probably just as many people who are off doing the street walk.
yeah. The other thing is, I think he had reached out about trying to figure out if we'd be able to do something at the Berlin office, the Berlin Google office. So I'm still working on that. And
thank you so
That would be so great.
Google in Germany is kind of like Secret Service Google.
Mm.
Yeah, Google Germany or Google Berlin, I think
At least for
a
now.
very small office. So, and I don't think they work specifically on Google Plus. So I think I'm not sure who you were trying to work with previously, but yeah, I'm working on it.
Sounds like they got to get with the program, Brian, over there.
I'm not sure what they're working on. It's got to be something super secret.
Probably those glasses that Sergey likes to wear.
We've got actually some of the team in LA, and I got to try them out. It's really cool.
You got to try the glasses out?
Yeah, I wanted to take my profile photo with the glasses on, but they said that wasn't allowed.
They wouldn't let you?
No, I think
Not allowed, Brian.
yeah, I'll have to just draw them on. And maybe we'll make one of these Google Effects Hangouts apps the Google Glasses.
That's pretty cool. So can you tell us what you saw in the glasses?
So what's in the demo, what's in the YouTube video is basically like a proof of concept, or that's where the team wants to head. The stuff that I demoed, it wasn't as advanced as what was in that YouTube video.
Right. What could you see in there?
I mean, most of the, I guess the actual hardware, it's the version that I was using, I think was actually a prototype before the version that was in that YouTube video and the photos that the press got shared with the press. But basically, it's that same concept. It's that clear screen that's over one eye. It's kind of like a heads-up display. It's pretty interesting technology. I think it'll be really useful in the future to do things like augmented reality. So even today, like with the Layer app on Android, if you point it at basically point it down the street, you see this is X restaurant. It has 3 out of 5-star rating on Yelp. It's rated, $2 out of 4. Your friends liked it, or your friends ate here, things like that. There's stuff like that where I could imagine it being, very useful.
That would be pretty cool. And could it also sync in with that Girls Near Me app that they came out with? Or no, I'm kidding.
Man, you bring that up like every week.
I know. Well, that was like a big story. It was like the creepiest app of all time.
I think you had it on your phone when that story came out and you deleted it real quick.
I don't have an iPhone. I've got an Android. They would never allow that kind of an app on Android.
Oh. Superiority.
That's right. Well, some people someday they'll graduate to Android. But Billy Wilson, how are you?
Hey, good.
Who do you got on your show this week, Billy?
Let me check to make certain. I have quite a few photographers, I believe. I have Daniel Ibanez, who's a painter.
Wonderful painter.
And like my browser's going a little slow right now, so it's hard to find anything.
Okay, well, while you're working on that, Athena, there's a question about
Mark Rodriguez.
Okay. You work on that, Billy. Athena, there's a question about your workflow. What's Athena's workflow like? How much time does she spend in software after she brings her camera back inside? First of all, what do you use to process, and how do you process?
I don't have Lightroom still. I bring my photos in through ACR, and it's entirely in Photoshop. And I use Nik software plugins, and it's a ton of time in processing because my imagination and my vision or emotions or feelings that I want to express from that scene are rarely exactly in that scene. So the time that I spent inside is enormous, I would say, probably compared to a lot of processing.
What do you find takes so long?
Selections. Very detailed selections so that I can edit different parts of the picture in different ways. A lot of times I shift the tones. It's tedious.
Interesting. It sounds tedious. Yeah. Now I very rarely use Photoshop. I'm mostly using Lightroom myself.
Yeah, I've been tempted by Lightroom several times, in particular just recently when 4 came out, because there were a lot of things in 4 that sounded really fresh compared to CS5. And then, I don't know, it was only a matter of weeks, right, before the beta of 6 came out, and those things were there.
Uh-huh. So you're using
the ones I was interested in.
You're using the beta, the CS6 beta?
I did download the beta, and I'm using it, and I'll pay for it when my trial runs up.
Ah, so you like it then. That's good.
Oh,
I do. A lot of the changes are in ACR, and I think that's sort of a reflection of the changes that you saw in Lightroom, because if I'm not mistaken, ACR drives Lightroom.
So when you take
it's pretty much the same thing. The development in Lightroom and ACR, it's the same thing, pretty much.
I think a lot of it's the same. From what I understand, Lightroom has better or more functionality to sort of sort and organize your photos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I've been
the
doing
good thing
photography
about
for a
it.
really long time. I'm kind of stuck into the way that I do that. I have an extremely structured file system. It's hard to change.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of file systems, we do have a giveaway to do tonight, right, Yvonne?
Indeed.
Indeed we do. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to have a trivia question for those of you, as usual, in the chat room. Does anybody want to win a Smug Mug hoodie and a year of pro? Except for Brad Sloan? What do we got? Are we ready? Okay. So, Yvonne, we need a question. You had a question that you sent me on Google+. Do you still want to use that one?
Yeah, let's use this one.
Okay, so what is the trivia question for tonight's show?
So the trivia question is got to do with where I am from. And where I grew up was a country known as the Soviet Union. And so the question I have for you all, who was the most prominent photojournalist during the Soviet Union era?
Who was the most prominent photojournalist during the Soviet Union era? The correct answer is Bharat? No. Jim Farrar says Bharat. That's wrong. Bharat's that crazy dude that they make movies about.
Well, Brad answered first, and he said your mom.
My mom. Okay.
Is it Yvonne Leonid?
It is not. Let me give you guys another hint for those of you who
Max Penson, Rodchenko?
Who have their hands plugged into Google. He was also known as the Kremlin's photographer.
The Kremlin's photographer.
He had an incredible access to everything that was happening in Kremlin with the party, with the Stalin, and so forth. So he was also the editor of the main photo magazine that was being produced by the government for many years.
Was it Pyotr Otsup?
It is not. I'm going to give you, that's correct. Crystal Clear wins it. The name is Baltermats.
Baltermats, crystal clear. Congratulations,
Excellent.
crystal clear. You
Let
win.
me show you a little book. This is actually, I buy a lot of photography books, and this is my favorite book that I bought last year. It's the photographs by Dmitry Baltermats. And the book is out of print now, but you can buy it on Amazon or half.com as a used book. And it's got just amazing photography and the history of all the Soviet Union and how he had an incredible access. And, of course, for those of you out there who are interested about censorship, about how his whole career was censored by the party. A very good book called Faces of a Nation.
Faces of a Nation. Well, congratulations, Crystal. Crystal, if you will drop a line to Lotus, she'll arrange with SmugMug to have that hoodie sent out to you.
Drop the line to Lotus. You can also drop the line to me, and we'll get you hooked up with the 1-year pro membership for SmugMug, and we'll get you your hoodie in the mail.
Wonderful. Thank you again to our wonderful sponsors at SmugMug. So, Billy, do you have your lineup of guests for Friday now that you can tell us?
Yeah, so I said I'm having Daniel Benes. He's a great painter. He does like weekly hangout sessions on how to digitally paint. And I'm also going to be having Mark Rodriguez, who's going to talk about how he does his movie mashup Tuesdays. And I'm going to have Karen Nelson, Sandra Parlow, Isabel Fortin, Shirley Lowe, Hangout Conversations host Matthew Rappaport, and musical guest John Levy.
John Levy, nice. I'm surprised Shirley Lowe will be able to get into a Hangout. She's never on them anymore.
She's coming back a lot.
I'm
kidding. Hangouts lately.
I'm kidding. She's on there all the time.
Yeah.
There was another question earlier for Athena that got gone by, and it was a question about gear. And so somebody wants to know what kind of gear Athena uses and whether she does any large format work.
I would love to do large format work, but I don't have that kind of camera. I use a 5D Mark II and Lee filters and BW filters, and I've got a Canon cable release and a Manfrotto tripod and really right stuff plates.
Nice.
Are you planning to upgrade to the Mark III?
You know, I had a stash of cash that was for my next camera upgrade, and I blew half of it on an Epson printer, so I'm going to have to wait. The printer's awesome, though. Seriously awesome.
How's that coming along, Athena?
It's going really well. It's I would say my biggest breakthrough was realizing or finding the right settings for the difference between high key and low key images. You can't just push print. You have to sort of figure it out. You even have to figure out what you need to do past those ICC settings, which I'm sure you already know.
Yeah.
The prints I got really gorgeous.
Yeah, I had quite a bit of experience with making prints for the book, and so for me it was a big learning curve, especially what you probably are learning now. It's very difficult to print long exposure shots that have a lot of tonality, that has a very wide range of tones. You really got to nail the blacks, you got to nail the bright spots of the image. So, for example, for your image, Athena, I probably printed about 15 to 20 different prints until I got a copy and the settings that I liked, and the same was true for other black and white images like the ones by Joel or other photographers that let us print their work. So it's very difficult, but the results are great. The image just sings when you take it when it's in print.
I actually just this week printed that same picture that you printed for the book, and I was really pleased to see that I could use the same profile that I had set up for a different snow picture. So I'm kind of hoping that for all those snow pictures I'm going to be able to use the same settings. But then the settings that I use for the, for example, we did that charity auction, and I gave the picture balance. It's pretty dark.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different to print that one. You just have to, I just do test shots now. I do like 4 of them on a page with different settings, and then really eyeball them to pick the one that's right. And usually it takes 8 per image.
Athena, Patricia Davidson wants to know what your favorite paper is for printing your images.
Hi, Patricia. I don't have a lot of different papers. Right now, the paper that I'm really happy with is Hahnemühle Photorag. I can show you one. I'll go get one. So that's the one that was for the auction. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
That's beautiful.
And then the same person that won this, his name is Bertrand, he also asked for this one. The one that you printed in the book, Yvonne. Is it showing up okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Blurry. For me, it looks
Having trouble focusing, I think. The camera was too close.
It's probably because I've had so much coffee I can't sit still.
That looks good.
There we go.
Now,
you see when you look at them, the tones are just so hugely different.
what size are those, Athena?
This is a European size called A4. It's similar, very close, almost too close to letter size.
Letter size. And how big can the Epson printer that you bought print?
I think it's like 4 times the size of that paper. I don't know.
Which Epson did you buy?
I haven't bought the big paper yet.
So you have the 3880, right?
I do. Is that what you have?
Yeah, I think the widest you can print is 22 inches.
That's big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's big. You've got a big printer behind you too, Thomas.
Yeah.
I do. I have the Epson 9800, which is giant. It can print 44 inches.
It's enormous.
Yeah, it's like the size of a couch.
I have a question. I'd like to know, how do you choose your locations? Do you scout them out, or do you see it one day and decide to come back, or do you just walk around and find something that looks interesting?
The local, like really close to me settings are a combination of having been there for non-photography related things and spending a lot of time poring over Google Maps, because in particular, really close to me, a lot of the lake is privately owned. So you can't actually get down to the water because, you know, you come up to a massive gate and a mansion. So I've got to find the public access points. It can be hard.
Hello, Brad.
Hey, guys.
Someone
Brad.
else wants to know, what's your favorite lens?
Hey,
Sorry, did you ask a question, Lance?
I did. There was another question in the chat room. What's your favorite lens?
It's probably the 24 to 105 L. It's almost always on. It's either that one or I've got the 17 to 40. On this last trip to Ireland, I didn't take the 105 on purpose because I wanted to force myself to use the 24 to 70. And I was kind of hoping that it was going to win my heart, but I'm going back to 24 to 105.
Going back to your original love.
Yeah, I just wish it was a little faster, but then it would probably be heavier, so.
Why did you want to love the other one?
I don't know. Just gotta change it up sometimes. It's faster. The 24 to 70 is a 2.8, which is not terribly important for long exposures, but I don't know. It's a great portrait lens, available light portrait lens.
Any other favorites?
Of lenses?
Yeah.
No, not really. I would say predominantly almost everything that I'm taking is with the 17 to 40 or the 24 to 105. They're both awesome. The really awesome thing for long exposures with the 17 to 40 is that it zooms internally. So when you set your composition up and then you touch the front of the lens to screw a filter on or whatever, you can't accidentally push it a little bit and mess up your comp.
That's a good thing. Really.
That's nice, yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge, huge thing. A lot of times I'll take 3 long exposures in one place with different times because the effects are so dramatically different with the different times. And my intention will be for them to be exactly the same, but if you push the lens just the smallest amount, they'll be slightly different. Not with the 17 to 40.
It's more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's less likely to be damaged because it's internal too, right?
I have no idea. To be honest, I never really thought about it before noticing that with the 24 to 105, I was getting shifted comps and then realizing what was happening.
Okay.
Before that, I never considered it at all. The other nice thing is that when you're walking around, if you have it, on a strap, it's not going to creep out on you like the other ones do.
Yeah.
That's pretty annoying.
Yeah, mine does that. Yeah, but I think that I rented a 70 to 200 to take to Utah with me, and it had internal zoom, and that was, I thought, good because I didn't have to worry so much about the dust at the Colors Festival getting inside because it wasn't moving externally.
Did you get the F4 or the 2.8?
The 2.8, and I cried.
You came back with like really big muscles?
Yeah. Well, I cried when I had to send it back. It's such a nice lens. But yes, I felt like I got a really good shoulder and bicep workout that day.
That 70-200's a beast.
Yeah.
The quality is amazing, but I leave it home almost all the time because it is so heavy. And I've really wondered if I should just sell it and get the F4 because it's so much smaller. I might actually take it with me.
Wow. I felt like I got used to it after I was using it. I used it so much for 2 days in a row that I just got used to it, but I could totally, if I didn't use it all the time, it's every time you change it, put it back on there after you got your other lens for a while, you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's really heavy.
Well, speaking
but
of
it's
big
such
lenses,
good quality.
This is what I've been shooting with lately. Speaking of big lenses,
Oh my god.
Good
the 300 millimeter f2.8.
Wow.
Oh, so that's the one you have on loan.
Yeah, I have this on loan. I have to get it back to Canon by Tuesday, I guess.
So where have you been?
Or head for Mexico.
Where have you been
much does
shooting
it
at?
weigh?
Whose window?
Through whose window?
No,
I
at
must-
whose window?
I must have been like hanging out at the beach these days, kind of. No, I'm kidding.
Real inconspicuous like.
Right, real inconspicuous guy. No, I've been shooting. I shot the zoo, which was great for that lens, and I took it up on top of Treasure Island and shot some nice, very close-ups of the San Francisco city line, the cityscape. Got a nice close-up of the ferry building and 300 millimeters. And sometimes I'll put the extender, the 1.4 extender on it, so I get up to 420 then.
Have you posted any of the images yet?
Yeah, I posted a couple. Here, I'll pull them up. Let's see here. But it's a fantastic lens. I mean, it's an expensive lens. But you can get, like at the zoo, I was shooting the gorillas,
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
So I had a gorilla shot that I posted up, and I'm shooting. I think I'm going to go up maybe tomorrow night on top of Twin Peaks, and go up there and shoot some city stuff because you can just really get in. I think Trey is in town, and I think he wants to go up there maybe to shoot some cityscape stuff.
Michael Bonacor ran into him and Tom Anderson at the Giants game.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I know I'm having lunch with Trey and Tom tomorrow. Let's see. See if I can find a couple. But the lens, it's just such a great lens. I mean, I love it. So here's one that I took of Oscar Jonesy, who's a gorilla at the San Francisco Zoo.
Is that his official name?
Yeah, that's his real name, Oscar Jonesy.
What a great shot of that gorilla.
That's good.
That's a beautiful portrait.
It's got
Yeah,
character.
so you can just get in. He's actually quite a bit of ways from where I'm at, but with that 300 millimeter lens, you can just get right in there, and I mean it's very sharp, and you can get a lot of the detail, and
It is.
and some of the cityscape stuff that I took.
Thomas, it looks like he's eyeing your lens.
Yeah, man.
He's totally
Well, you know what the
checking
thing was?
it out.
Expression.
Yeah, I was shooting him pretty extensively, and at some point, I don't know, I think maybe he didn't like it because he ended up going in and he went back in his little house.
But you
They
saying
have
you're
some
dead.
amazing expressions on their faces. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
This is a
Oh, yeah.
fantastic photo.
Yeah, the gorillas really do almost have human sort of qualities.
Ideally.
And sometimes better.
And I'll find another one here. But that 300 millimeter lens is great. I'd like to buy it. It's just a lot of money.
How heavy
How
is
much
it?
does it cost?
Oh, it's really heavy. I mean, it's a workout to carry that thing around. I mean, you can put it on a tripod, but
You need somebody to carry your tripod then.
yeah.
Hey guys, I'm gonna get going here.
All right, Yvonne.
Come on.
Bye, Yvonne. Have a good day.
Van,
Thanks.
Have a good superhero shoot.
Yeah, I guess it's night for you guys.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Superhero.
Well, Darth Molly.
Can't wait to
Darth
see it.
Yvonne.
Hero.
and
Yeah,
she's
so
back
the
with your
picture
new
of that.
job.
Yeah.
I was
Hey.
checking the
Alright,
stream,
Yvonne.
and for some, okay, see, I was checking the stream. For some reason, it's stuck on Brad.
Hey, guys.
All right.
What's
So,
going on?
I mentioned that in the chat room during the first part of the show that people were saying that your on-air broadcast was stuck on Julia the whole time, and then when we came back, it was stuck on
was.
Brian. And so that seems to be a problem that you're having with the on-air Hangout broadcast.
Yeah, it does get got stuck
Put
on
my hat
mic.
back on. Got hat hair.
Got stuck on mic for a long time too. I hope the YouTube recording isn't all screwed up, but
Yeah.
It looked fine on vid. It looked fine on vidcast.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
vidcast.
You got
It
that
should
blue
look fine
outline
on
around
that.
one of the video thumbnails?
What did you say, Brian?
But do you see a blue outline around one of the video thumbnails? Like
well,
if you-
yeah, you can turn that on or off. But I've had that off most of the night unless I'm highlighting somebody's stuff. So, like I have it on mine right now because I'm showing this picture that I took with a 300 millimeter. But mostly, you know,
Oh, look.
this picture I took from Yerba Buena Island, which is quite a bit of ways far away from San Francisco. And it's a wonderful building of the Ferry Building, which is actually the building that I work in at Port of San Francisco. It says on there, and you can see the little sculpture flower popping up over there, which I love. You've got the U.S. Bank sign. You've got lots of cool stuff. Anyways, yeah, I don't know why the Hangouts get stuck on one person.
It seems individual. Like if
It's
Billy's
like
only
you're
seeing
on your
me,
account.
you know, I see everybody. And I don't know.
Yeah, I saw everybody.
Well, it totally screwed up our recorded Hangout a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it was just you.
I think no. For a while, no. It was Mike. It was Mike.
Oh, right. It was Mike, and then it was finally this year.
Forever. I think Brian. I think I CC'd you and Chi Chu on that one.
Yeah, I'll ask the Hangout team about that.
I don't know. Some of it just I think there's just still some weirdness coming along.
Right now, it's still on Brad when I look at the player on your stream.
My biggest problem is, and I've asked Chi Chu to help direct me, is the YouTube editor isn't working anymore. The enhancements inline editor is not working anymore.
Sorry, I'm not more interesting, Billy. I'm really not.
Brad's a good-looking guy.
What happens if you click on Brad and then deselect him?
I can try. Let's see. Click on Brad, and then deselect him. Okay, I did that.
Hey guys.
Hey, Serge.
Hello.
Serge, how's it going?
Hello.
Pretty good. Was having fun in the chat room.
Yes.
What's going on in there? I can't see anything in there.
In the
We're all
chat
talking
room?
about you, April.
Oh, that's what I'm afraid of.
It's still stuck on Brad when I look at your stream.
Still stuck on Brad on my stream?
So I'll follow up with the Hangout team.
Do you want me to exit and then?
No, that's okay. We have to end the show anyways here. We're coming up. It's 10:05. We're supposed to end at 10.
You talk too much.
Brad, can you just juggle or do something visually cool?
I killed it.
Well, it's not so bad it's live.
No.
If the YouTube video is where it screwed up with Mike. It's like it was stuck on him for the entire time in the YouTube video, and that's the recorded show. So, anyways, so
Just share pictures.
thanks to everyone for a great show tonight. Another great show. Athena, wonderful to have you on. What a
Thank you.
What a delight. I said I'm not going to leave the United States until I've shot the 100 largest American cities, but I totally want to come to Berlin.
Come to Berlin.
You
It'll be awesome.
You do that.
Great.
Come to Berlin and bring your brand new Leaf filter. Perfect.
Yes.
Yes, I'm
You're
long.
going to see some great architectures there.
Right.
Yes, I
Architecture
love
is
Berlin.
beautiful.
About the Euro photo walk, but have you already started thinking about the 1 year anniversary?
The 1 year anniversary. Oh, for Google Plus?
Yeah, I've heard a few people talking about basically trying to organize photo walks all over the world. So
That sounds great.
I don't know if the Australian photo walk leads have talked to you guys about maybe trying to coordinate something on Saturday, June 30th.
That sounds great to me. Yeah.
Make sure you include Orlando with that, too.
Actually, interestingly enough, I think I'm going to be in Denver then. I can do one in Denver. Definitely a photo walk in Denver.
We've got Toronto covered here.
Toronto, we've got Denver, we've got
Orlando.
Orlando. Vivian in New York City, she's good for one. June 30th, Brian, this is?
Yeah, the actual date is on the 28th, June 28th, but then photo walks just are better on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do one in Austin for sure then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
28th was when I was first using it.
All right, that's it. Brian Rose announced it, June 30th, worldwide Google Plus photo walk.
Great.
Epic.
That's coming with gear, too, right?
We'll
This is gonna
work
be a
on
big
that.
one. This is going to be a big one,
Camera-
Brian.
Camera straps for all.
This is going to be an exclusive Thomas Hawk post tomorrow. We're going to make it big, June 30th. No, it'll be good. I'll be in Denver. I'll do one in Denver on June 30th.
Cool.
Awesome.
So I might actually be in Dublin that time. So,
Dublin. So,
Yeah,
Very
I'll be working from Dublin actually July, August, September.
wow.
Dublin is awesome, Brian. You're going to love it.
Yeah. So hopefully I'll get to see more of you and more of the European community.
Totally. You have to jet over and see all of us.
Nice. Perfect. Well, guys, hey, thanks for another great show.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank
Till
you,
next
guys.
For the invitation.
Thank you to all our
See
viewers.
you.
It was great to see you all.
Good to see you all. It's always good to talk to my sister.
Yay!
Thank you.
And my sister.
Your
That's
sister.
the only way we keep in touch with our family, right? Let's invite them on the show.
They hang out.
Exactly. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Take care. Thanks, everyone, and everyone in the chat room as well. Good night.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Okay.
Good night.
See ya.
Good morning.
Good night.
Or-